What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about the Dutton legacy is about to change forever? Because 1944 isn't just another Yellowstone story. It's a war, a betrayal, and the beginning of something much darker. The official trailer may not be out yet, but the sneak peek hints we've been getting, they reveal something intense, something emotional, and something that could redefine the entire Dutton bloodline. And trust me, after hearing this, you won't look at Spencer Dutton the same way again. Now, let's break this down carefully, because the sneak peek for Yellowstone 1944 is quietly setting up one of the most powerful and heartbreaking timelines we've ever seen in this universe. The story picks up years after the tragic events of 1923, and everything has changed. The man we once knew as Spencer Dutton is no longer the same person. Life, loss, and time have reshaped him into something colder, something harder. The glimpse we get of him in 1944 shows a man who has buried his pain deep inside, but that pain hasn't disappeared. It has turned into silence, into control, and possibly into anger. You can feel it in the tone of the sneak peek. There's no warmth, no sense of peace on the ranch. Instead, there's tension in the air, like something is about to break at any moment. The Dutton Ranch is no longer just a home, it feels like a battlefield waiting for its next war. Spencer is still holding everything together, but not in the way Jacob once did. Where Jacob led with wisdom, Spencer seems to lead with distance. He's present, but emotionally, he's somewhere far away, still haunted by everything he lost. And then there's John Dutton II, no longer a child, but a young man stepping into a world that demands toughness. The sneak peek hints that his relationship with Spencer won't be simple. This isn't just a father and son bond filled with guidance and trust. There's pressure here, expectations, and maybe even resentment. Growing up under the shadow of a legend like Spencer, especially a broken one, can shape a person in unpredictable ways. And from what we're seeing, John isn't just learning the ranch, he's being forced to survive it. But that's not even the most intense part. Because 1944 is not just about the ranch. It's about the world beyond it. A world at war. The timeline places us right in the middle of World War II, and the sneak peek strongly suggests that this global conflict will collide directly with the Dutton story. This changes everything, because now, the dangers aren't just local rivalries or land disputes. They're much bigger, much deadlier. And if John Dutton II gets pulled into that war, it could split the story into two emotional fronts, one fighting for land and the other fighting for survival. At the same time, the ranch itself doesn't feel safe anymore. There are hints of new threats rising, people who don't just want a piece of the land but want to take everything. And what makes this even more dangerous is that these enemies might not come from the outside alone. Sometimes, the biggest threats are the ones tied to family, to blood, to unfinished business from the past. Because, let's not forget, the legacy of Jack Dutton didn't end in 1923. That story is still out there, growing, waiting, and possibly returning. And if that past comes back to the ranch in 1944, it won't be peaceful. It will be a clash of rights, identity, and power. A fight over who truly belongs and who deserves to carry the Dutton name forward. Everything about this sneak peek feels like a storm is coming. Not a slow one, but a sudden violent one that will hit every character in ways they're not ready for. The silence, the tension, the emotional distance. It's all building towards something explosive. Now here's where things start to get even more intense. Because the sneak peek isn't just building tension, it's quietly revealing the real conflict at the heart of Yellowstone 1944. And that conflict isn't just about land. It's about identity, legacy, and survival in a time where the world itself is falling apart. As we move deeper into what the story is setting up, one thing becomes very clear. John Dutton II is not going to have an easy path. In fact, his journey might be one of the most difficult we've seen in the entire Yellowstone timeline. Because unlike Spencer, who was shaped by adventure and war outside the ranch, John is being shaped right in the middle of chaos, both at home and beyond it. The pressure on him is different. It's heavier. He's not just expected to protect the ranch, he's expected to become the future of it. And that's where the emotional weight begins to build. Because growing up under Spencer's shadow isn't just challenging, it's suffocating. Spencer is a man who has seen too much, lost too much, and now carries himself like someone who doesn't allow weakness anymore. So imagine being John, trying to prove yourself to a father who barely shows emotion, who measures strength in silence, and who expects you to be ready for a war you don't fully understand yet. That kind of relationship doesn't create comfort, it creates distance. And that distance could slowly turn into conflict. At the same time, the possibility of World War II entering the story adds another powerful layer. The sneak peek strongly hints that John Dutton II could be pulled into the war, and if that happens, everything changes. Because now, he's no longer just fighting for his family's land, he's fighting for his Lee.